Now at 5, Missouri Southern's increasing its tuition. We'll hear from a student who's impacted. Plus, how local parents are dealing with the struggles of finding affordable childcare during the summer.
Former President Trump arrives in Florida ahead of his arraignment. I'm Cristian Benavides in Doral, where his supporters gathered to greet him.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Starting this fall, students at Missouri Southern State University will pay higher tuition. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. The Missouri Southern State University Board of Governors approved the tuition hike. It's about $12.50 higher to $280 for 2023. The chief financial officer of MSSU emphasized that the university is facing rising costs of operation.
Well, it will be a price increase. However, with this increase, we will still be the most affordable education among our competitors. And so we are very proud of the education that we offer to our students at that cost.
That hike is per credit hour. The total tuition cost after the increase will be about $8,400 for someone taking 30 credit hours for the year. A Joplin organization today made a donation to a Missouri Southern program aimed at connecting education and industry. The Arvest Foundation, part of Arvest Bank, donated $5,000 to the MOSO CAPS program. The program allows students to sample life on campus while working toward professional goals in a local industry. The donation will provide students with grants to achieve those goals.
So MOSO CAPS is really helping build that industry partner pipeline and showing our students that there are great careers right in their own backyard. Students get experience in these industry partner settings, learning alongside the experts in the field, while they're also on our campus taking coursework that aligns to that career strand.
Missouri Southern launched their CAPS program last year. Now that kids are out of school for the summer, a lot of area parents have been scrambling to find childcare. One local mom tells us she had to make some big changes to make sure her son is accommodated for this summer.
Daycares are very packed right now, so it's hard to find a good quality childcare, and we've had to kind of adjust to where I've had to change my schedule a lot so that way I can be more on his schedule.
We're going to have more from that mother and her son, along with what a local daycare has to say, coming up tonight at 6. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Well, we got some good rainfall amounts across the region as we work through the weekend, and then drying out for us today. Still, we have partly cloudy skies across the area. We do have some showers and thunderstorms to our south. These are going to stay south of the region, but we are watching a complex building out across eastern parts of Colorado, and some of those, at least scattered, could affect us a little bit later on tonight. Temperatures quite a bit cooler than what we've been accustomed to over the past week. Most of us are sitting into the mid 70s at this point in time. We'll drop back through the 70s, 60s. Actually a really nice evening as eventually we fall back into the upper 50s. But a few scattered showers, maybe a random thunder shower trying to pop up after midnight. And our temperatures are going to start to warm up as we go through the week. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
See you soon. Former President Donald Trump is preparing to make his first court appearance following the 37-count indictment related to his handling of classified documents. Reporter Cristian Benavides is in Miami, where security preparations are underway ahead of tomorrow's arraignment.
Former President Donald Trump boarded his namesake plane, heading to Florida for his federal court appearance in Miami Tuesday.
There's no doubt in my mind that this is a political persecution.
Trump has called for his supporters to come to Miami. Mayor Francis Suarez says his city can handle protests related to Trump's arraignment.
Believe in the Constitution and believe that people should have the right to express themselves, but we also believe in law and order.
Multiple law enforcement officials tell CBS News online rhetoric calling for violence has increased in the wake of the indictment. Law enforcement agencies are combing through the posts looking for potential threats. So far, no credible, specific threat has been identified.
I can't speak for everyone, but I'm going to do everything I can humanly possibly do that's legal before a civil war, because that's what you guys are heading for.
Trump maintains he is innocent, and he is using the case to raise money in his bid to get back to the White House.
I mean, the only good thing about it is it's driven my poll numbers way up. Can you believe that?
The latest CBS News poll taken after the indictment shows Trump gaining ground on his competitors among likely GOP primary voters, and his challengers seem to be walking a fine line responding to the allegations.
This case is a serious case with serious allegations, but in America, you're still innocent until proven guilty.
Trump plans to fly back to New Jersey Tuesday for a fundraiser after he leaves court. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Doral, Florida.
38% of likely Republican primary voters say Trump keeping classified or military documents does not pose a national security risk. That compares to 80% of the rest of the voters in that survey. State and federal investigators are on the scene of a collapsed section of Interstate 95 in Philadelphia. A hot fire caused by a gasoline tanker truck under the overpass compromised the bridge yesterday. I-95 is a major north-south highway all along the East Coast, and now hundreds of thousands of motorists and truck drivers are being rerouted to avoid that area. Local officials say rebuilding this section of I-95 could take months. The Federal Railroad Administration is expected to release a report on its investigation into the February derailment of a Norfolk Southern freight train in Ohio soon. The agency also says it'll probe all the major freight railroads over the next year. According to the Federal Railroad Administration, in 2022 alone, there were 518 derailments nationwide, causing 5 injuries, no deaths, and more than $100 million in reported damage. Tributes are coming from around the world for Italy's former Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi. The 86-year-old billionaire media mogul passed away at a hospital in Milan after battling leukemia. Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni remembered the controversial politician as one of the most influential men in Italy's history. Still ahead, a look at the growing trend of giving new life to old clothes. And next in Health Watch, how yoga can help prevent frailty among older adults. Topping today's Health Watch, if you're trying to lose weight, be careful around family and loved ones. They might be sabotaging you. A new study out of the University of Surrey found those closest to you might be inadvertently derailing your weight loss journey by doing things like offering you food when you're not hungry or not calling you out when you're breaking your weight loss rules. Researchers do point out, though, that proper support from friends and family can be an invaluable tool in helping you achieve your goals. Some news from a study aimed at athletes that could benefit us all. Researchers out of the University of Georgia say eating colorful fruits and vegetables can help your visual range. Compounds in foods like leafy greens and yellow and orange produce have been shown to improve how well a person can see a target clearly over distance, which is crucial in a lot of sports. Raise your glass. A new study shows alcohol reduces stress and could lower the risk of a stroke. Researchers analyzed the drinking habits of thousands of patients and found that those who had 1 to 14 drinks per week were less likely to have a heart attack or stroke than those who had less than 1 drink per week, even after adjusting for genetics, lifestyle, and other risk factors. That downward dog might help prevent frailty in older adults. Dr. Malika Marshall has details of a new study and introduces us to a golden yogi.
For 76-year-old Patricia Walden, yoga is a way of life.
My life is organized around my practice. I don't schedule anything for the morning unless I'm teaching a workshop.
Walden has been practicing yoga for more than 50 years and says it's given her a leg up.
When you're doing something that's embodied and you're lifting your chest and focusing on your breath, you don't feel your age.
Researchers at Brigham and Women's Hospital and Harvard Medical School have found regular yoga practice reduces frailty in older people. Frailty is a geriatric syndrome affecting as many as half of adults 80 and older.
Frailty is a condition where we might decline more abruptly with something like an infection.
Geriatrician Dr. Julia Lowenthal is the lead study author. She looked at the effects of yoga on frailty markers like walking ability, hand grip, balance, and lower extremity strength.
Yoga seemed to positively impact gait or walking speed and also lower extremity strength most strongly. When people practice about 2 to 3 times a week, that seems to be an effective, what we would call a dose of yoga.
Walden says you're never too old to try something new.
Just give it a try. Give it 2 tries, and you'll get hooked.
This golden warrior says she plans to practice for the rest of her life. Dr. Malika Marshall, CBS News, Cambridge.
Doctors recommend looking for a trained, certified yoga instructor and ideally someone with experience working specifically with older people. Men take more risks than women, and it's not because men are more optimistic than women. That's according to new research published in the British Journal of Psychology. The study found women weigh the negative outcomes of taking risks greater than any gains they might make. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, why the Senate's investigating the planned merger of the PGA Tour and LIV Golf Series.
Plus, temperatures cooling down a bit for us tonight. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be a pretty nice Monday for us today. Temperatures great. Most of us into the mid to upper 70s for high. So a little bit cooler than what we have seen, but also a lot of clouds across the region. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resorts. Also allergies, they dropped a little bit just due to the rain that we had over the weekend, but still we're in that kind of mid-medium range today. And then once again tomorrow, grasses, hickory, also the mulberry across the area. Rainfall amounts, we got some good amounts over the weekend for the month in Joplin, about 1.75 inches, but look at this, we're still almost 7 inches behind, so we need all the rain that we can get. Everybody got at least something across the region. Where you see the greens and the yellows, those are the higher amounts, 2 to 3 inches, even a couple pockets of about 4 inches of rain. So we needed it, and we still have some additional rain chances in the forecast as we go through the next few days. All right, 75 in Carthage, 76 in Grand Lake, 78 in Parsons. Nevada is sitting at 75 degrees, plus the humidity is low. Look at our dew point sitting in that 50 to 55 degree range, which puts us in that refreshing to pleasant range, and that's where we're going to sit as we go through the next couple days. Outside currently sitting at 76. Northerly winds are on the light side across the region, and as we go through the evening hours, we're going to slide back through the 70s, 60s, eventually down into the upper 50s a little bit later on tonight. We do have some clouds skirting through, mainly due to some showers and thunderstorms down across parts of Oklahoma, but diving off toward the south and to the east. More thunderstorms building eastern parts of Colorado, and some of those very scattered, but some of those could affect us a little bit later on tonight. Big area of low pressure across the Great Lakes, so this is pulling in behind it some cooler air, so that's why we've been a little bit cooler over the past couple days. All right, most of us dry this evening. After midnight, you can see a few isolated little showers, random little thunder shower popping up. Most of us stay dry. As we go through the day, partly sunny tomorrow. Here's the noon hours sitting into the mid to upper 70s, and I think most of us get kind of 80 to 82 for an afternoon hot. Then again, tomorrow night, an isolated shower trying to pop up. Again, most of us dry. As we go into Wednesday, temperatures a little bit warmer, mid 80s, and once again, we'll have a slight chance we could get a few isolated storms. I think a little bit more widespread rain will try to work in as we get a little bit closer toward the weekend. Day planner for you, 60 at 7, 76 by noon, high temp of 82, partly sunny skies for us tomorrow. And as we look at the rest of the week, could get a complex that drops through early Friday morning, but I think most of Friday looks pretty good. Look at our temperatures. We're pressing 90 by the time we head into Friday. Scattered thunderstorm chances. We should go into the 90s, well into the 90s by the time we head into the weekend. 82 for us tomorrow, 85 on Wednesday, 89 on Thursday, 91 on Friday, up to 93 Saturday. Look at this, Father's Day, 96 degrees. So really heating up, scattered thunderstorms, a little bit more numerous Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
We like the chances of more thunderstorms.
We do.
Thanks, Doug. Coming up, rather than throwing those old clothes away, we're going to give you some tips on how you can recycle them. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the U.S. Senate has opened an investigation into that new partnership between the U.S.-based PGA Tour and its former rival, the Saudi-backed LIV Golf Series. Comes nearly a week after the PGA Tour announced the proposed merger that would unify it, the DP World Tour, also known as the European Tour, and LIV Golf under a new, yet-to-be-named commercial entity. Some Democrats have expressed concern because of the foreign entities involved, notably Saudi Arabia's alleged complicity in the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Disturbing news about a popular feature on Tesla vehicles. The autopilot mode appears to be far more dangerous than previously reported. Washington Post analyzed data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and found drivers who used the autopilot feature were involved in more than 700 crashes since 2019. At least 17 of those crashes were deadly. An analysis of U.S. Census data shows American seniors continue to feel the pinch of inflation, while most age 65 and older adults are covered by insurance through programs like Medicare. Many are still swamped with debt. The data shows nearly 4 million older adults could not pay their medical bills in full. In fact, unpaid bills among older adults tops $54 billion. Many of us recycle plastics, cardboard, and cans, but many people don't know you can also recycle your clothes. Reporter Joy Benedict shows us how.
Alicia Riccardi goes through her dresser and her closet twice a year.
I'll donate as much as I can, and if I can't, I recycle it.
That's right, recycle. She posted this video on social media, trading in her old clothes at H&M and Madewell, getting coupons for her donation.
I saw that years ago that they were taking old jeans and you could turn them in and get $20 off a new pair there.
Madewell takes your unwearable denim and turns it into insulation for homes. H&M turns old clothes into new clothes, part of a push globally to keep clothes out of landfills. Rachel Wagner is the director of Cal Recycle.
It's really interesting because people think about clothing as being biodegradable, but organic materials like cotton, they break down in the landfill as methane. Methane is 84 times more potent in the environment than carbon dioxide. So it is a huge climate pollutant.
Instead of throwing clothes out, you can hand them down or donate them to charity. Another option, take them to a secondhand store. Tanner Hake is a regular shopper.
A lot of the brands too, you can look in here. They're good quality brands that just need a little love. So you can bring them on in here, then they can get a second life.
These will probably go to Madewell.
Riccardi says she's happy to spend a little time sorting through her clothes and do her part to make those old blue jeans green. Joy Benedict, CBS News, Los Angeles.
A final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, as driverless taxis become more common, we're going to hear how passengers feel about the technology. Then on KOAM News at 6, an Arkansas man is killed after a sludge tanker overturns in Knoll, Missouri. Plus, we're going to hear more from a local mother about her struggles finding affordable childcare this summer. And Missouri Southern basketball kicks off its annual youth camps. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. A survey has revealed the top 10 most bizarre hotel service requests. Hotels.com's first ever room service report looked at more than 470 hotels within room service dining available in 10 countries, including the U.S. And among the quirkiest hotel requests, bison, boiled bottled water, a fish caught by a traveler who wanted a cook to order, and a rice bowl for a dog. Other unusual requests include melted ice cream, cockle popcorn, which is made with vinegar and chili, and a no egg white omelet. You've heard egg white only omelet, but this is
right.
Yolks only apparently.
I can see the rice because when our dogs, their tummies get messed up, we give them rice.
Sure, and that's probably doable.
Yeah.
A rice bowl for a dog. Some of the others not so much.
Yep.
The weather.
Temperature is pretty nice for us over the next couple days, but 90s return heading into the weekend. Hit and miss storms.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 6. Let's make it a great evening.